Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 61 of Two Goalies, One Mic. I'm Johnny Cullen, joined alongside by Duane Steinell. Duane, how we doing, bub?
Feeling great, buddy. Excited for tonight. Real happy we were able to get this done. Special guest on tap for all of our listeners and viewers tonight, live on Twitter, Periscope, and YouTube. We have none other than Fargo Force forward and Minnesota commit Aaron Huglen, not to mention, a couple clicks, Buffalo Sabres draft pick and prospect. Buddy, how are you tonight?
Good. Thanks for having me on.
It's a pleasure for us to have, not only a Sabres draft pick, but, an American-born hockey player currently playing, like Duane said, for the Fargo Force, playing alongside friend of the show, friend of the program, Mike Suda. I tried to call him and get some dirt, get any funny stories, and his exact words were, "Guys, literally the nicest human being in the world. There's nothing, call." He did tell me, though, your nickname is what, Hugie?
Yeah, it is.
That's a solid nickname, though. I like that. So, great. Thanks for taking the time out. I know you guys are, right in the deep run of, regular season. You got a couple weeks left.
Yeah, we're actually just starting playoffs this weekend. We have Tri-City, so we got the fourth.
How have they been? You guys obviously, are they in your division?
Yeah, they're in the Western Conference.
So Western Conference, the USHL, obviously it's all strong. But going head to head, there's you get that animosity built up of playing them. How have you guys done so far against them this year?
Yeah, I think we're probably under 500 against them, but they're we're both really skilled teams. I think Omaha and Sioux City, I'd say probably don't have as much skill as us, but they're hardworking teams. So I think we'll have a good matchup against Tri-City.
So any of our Sabres fans listening, be sure to tune into that. USHL is some great hockey. Not only are you going to get to see a future Sabre, Hugie light it up and hopefully take his team all the way to the Clark Cup finals. But you're going to see a ton of good players, a ton of draft eligibles. Me and Duane likes to give me, shit all the time that, college and USHL is the way to go. I'm a major junior guy, but I have tons of respect for that league. And it's excited to have you on. So best of luck throughout playoffs. Now, as you guys saw in the intro, you got to put on the red, white, and blue and play for Team USA at the under 18, one of the world championships, the Hlinka Gretzky Cup. Still my favorite hockey memory. What was that like for you when you realized after Select 17s that you were playing?
Yeah, and that was the biggest deal in my hockey career. It's individually up to that point. So that was really special for me. Obviously, playing for USA is every kid's dream. So yeah, that was probably the biggest moment.
Do you remember? I remember we get into the locker room and it's just like I hadn't experienced like the whole setup things. You got the trainers putting your stuff away. What was that moment like when you first pulled on that sweater? Because I couldn't take it off.
Yeah, no, it was pretty surreal.
You get those chills, you know what I mean? Yeah. It's like this isn't even real.
Yeah.
But there comes with that added pressure, and I'm sure you guys felt it. We played over in Europe, which was a cool experience all in itself. They have the drums going, they chant, it's different. Yeah. And you're in hostile territory. You guys got to play in Alberta, in Edmonton. And in that clip, we saw one of the filthiest goals I've seen. And Duane, the reason why I like it even more is it happened in a high-pressure moment. There's nothing like Canada-USA. And we talk about it all the time, especially World Junior time, Aaron. And it's, it's a friendly rivalry for us being so close to Canada here in Buffalo. And there's a rich history of that. So, Duane, if you don't mind, I got to ask him to take us through that goal real quick.
I mean, you stole it right from me. I was going to ask him the same thing. Just it was, I remember that goal pretty vividly, but I won't lie. I honestly didn't realize you were, property of the Buffalo Sabres while watching it all trash.
I don't think it was. It was.
He wasn't. But like later on when I watched it, even later on, I didn't realize like he was drafted by Buffalo. And then I went back and looked up and like, holy crap, like this kid's property of my team. This is amazing. And just watching you cut behind the net and just, what's going through your mind in that moment? Like, is it just, obviously that's stuff you normally only try and practice, but like, again, in possibly one of the biggest stages that your age group could ever be on in such a dramatic moment. Like, what was that like? What was going through your mind in that moment?
Yeah, no, I've been asked that a lot, and honestly, it was just such a perfect opportunity. Like, I had practiced that so many times back home. Just never I practiced it, or I tried it once in a game before that, and I got it up, and then I missed the net. So, I mean, the opportunity was there, and I was like, I'm just gonna go for it, and luckily it went in. So.
Now, as a goalie coach, I'm trying to start to defend against that, and it's really we try to seal the post in our RVH. We take away the lower half of the net, but I find myself having to have our goalies put our head into the puck.
Yeah.
Outside of that, and maybe coming across with our stick to throw it off balance. It's a very hard play to defend. How much of that is the puck being on edge there, right? Because you have to do it with speed. And trying to watch the replay for me, I was trying to see, man, you picked that up so flawlessly, right? It's not easy to do that in the heat of the moment, right? So were you able to recognize that you might have had, that puck leaning over towards your forehand?
Yeah, and I mean, that picking up motion, I think, is that's the biggest part.
Right.
Obviously, doing it at a high speed is a whole other thing. So, I mean, once you can get that first part down, it's not as hard as it looks, I guess you could say.
Modesty, love it.
Yeah.
Suda wasn't kidding. He is the nicest guy in the world.
Not as hard as it looks, buddy. Yeah. I couldn't try that. I couldn't get that done the way as flawlessly as you did. If I tried it 100 times.
It's funny. Well, I just actually missed it in a game not too long ago.
How did Donnie Eads feel about that?
Oh, well, Eads is the GM, so I didn't hear from.
He's not the coach anymore. Oh my.
Yeah, no, Pierre-Paul Lammer is our coach, but yeah, he honestly didn't say anything. We were up on the team. We were playing Waterloo, and so I don't know.
Hey, you give when you're up on a team, you have that flexibility to try.
Exactly, yeah.
But I think, man, it speaks a lot, Duane, to, you have to have that confidence. You have to have that ability. We're seeing in today's NHL, a lot more. It's not like it was 20 years ago when you had to bide your time in the AHL forever, right? Like, we're seeing a lot of young skill players have impact. And one of the guys on you've played with a ton of these guys that are now stepping into the league. It's got to be a surreal experience. And for me, it was, I know I can compete. I've competed against these guys all the way up. They're now having success in that league. Do you think about that at all? I know you have, Minnesota lined up, but your ultimate goal is to play in the National Hockey League. To see guys that you've played with and against start to break into the league, what's that like? How do you feel about that? And you still keep in touch with a lot of those guys?
Yeah. A lot of those guys I didn't play with. Obviously, a lot of the kids who went to the program, all those guys are stepping in the league. But, it's cool to see those guys, step in the league and see, all right, they can do it. Because obviously it's going to be a huge step if that opportunity comes one day. So, seeing some guys ahead of you doing it, it's kind of encouraging. So,
what was it like playing with Artur Kaliev? Because he was on your line, right? Or was it just for that play?
Yeah, I think it was just for that play. But yeah, he's quite the player. He's just scores goals.
I heard he's just an interesting guy in the room, just a guy that everybody loves. You know what I mean? I love to meet him one day. So that's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Well, going into you're all set to go to Minnesota. Did you know? Now, I got to go to St. Cloud State for a festival, right? And I didn't, coming from out here, we played against Shattuck. We played against, that select Minnesota team in tournaments. But I never really got to go out there besides festivals. And for that, we're really just right on campus. Did you know that you wanted to be a University of Minnesota guy your whole life? You a Gophers fan?
Yeah. I was always a Gophers fan. I was also a Sioux fan. Too. So it was growing up, it was that
rivalry was insane, man.
Yeah. And neither of those.
It's a shame they're not in the same conference anymore.
What's that?
It's a shame that they're not in the same conference anymore with the Big Ten and the NCHC. You know what I mean? I love those games. Yeah. It's intense. Did you go to games as a kid there?
Yeah. I went to a couple Gopher games, and then few Sioux games too. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Now, Duane, before we get on to Sabre stuff and other, I got one last question. I'm a big fan, and I have been for the longest time, of the Minnesota State Tournament. You played for, I'm going to pronounce it wrong. I always said it was Roseau. What school did you go to?
Roseau.
Roseau. Wow, I'm so old. Too many pucks to the head, buddy. Just for people that don't know, Minnesota high school hockey is the best high school hockey on the planet. You have guys like yourself stepping seamlessly right into the USHL, which you don't see anywhere else. If you play high school hockey in Western New York, you'd be lucky to play a USPHL Premier. You know what I mean? Like, it's a different animal. It's I guess what high school football would be in Texas. What was that like? Did you guys get close to the tournament?
Yeah, unfortunately we never made it here in my
It's just a battle just to get there. People don't get it.
Yeah, it really is. Let's see. Yeah, so we never made it. We my first year, sophomore season, we made it to the section finals, the game to go to state, and then we lost 6-0. So we got smoked. So that was the closest we made it, which is pretty unfortunate. And then my senior year, we had a pretty good team, but still couldn't quite get there. But I know a lot of guys who have played there, and obviously grew up wanting to play there and watching on TV and going to the games. And it's, like you said, it's just a different animal. So
I love watching the recaps, the videos. I've gone down, rabbit holes where just start with one video, watching the highlights, and pretty soon I've watched an entire season. They had that cool documentary they did on YouTube where they followed a couple teams around. Yeah, and that was really cool. Middlestat was in one of them, Duane. I got to show it to you.
I think you did. Yeah, not you, really, but I think cool. I've seen it. Yeah, it's really surreal. It's real cool. Now going back to that, obviously, we're going to touch on a lot of stuff with Minnesota, but going to that day when you got that phone call, who called you from the organization? Was it Kevin Adams?
No, it was Steve Greeley.
Yeah, because I know they were switching off, because obviously this year was a very unprecedented year for all sports in general. Yeah. So, I feel bad, not just for obviously, anybody whose draft year it was, but just like obviously Cully, me and you have talked about it. Junior players who lost out on opportunities when it came to certain tournaments, or I've seen high school teams lose out on opportunities for state championships and things like that. Just a very unprecedented year. But you sent me some pictures of you with your family, and just I'd imagine you probably got to spend that moment with more family probably than you would have had it been anywhere near any type of normalcy. So what was that moment like when you did get that phone call from Steve Greeley? What were the emotions like? Did you talk to Buffalo leading to this, or did you have any conversations?
Yeah, so I had conversations with quite a few teams, but obviously I didn't know for sure where I was going to go in the draft. I had an idea, but honestly, that day is pretty nerve-wracking. Obviously, you gather your whole family together, and you never know. If something could happen, you don't get picked. So obviously, it's a pretty nerve-wracking day. But yeah, once I saw my name on the screen, it was just a big relief, and obviously super excited to go to Buffalo. So yeah, it was pretty awesome. And then that call was really cool.
Now, with you being obviously a commit to be a Golden Gopher, did you have any conversations with any previous alumni like Casey? Did anyone reach out, to congratulate you?
No, I didn't hear from them. Let's see.
Have you got to meet any of them yet?
I got to meet Will Borgen quite a bit. We actually flew out together in Fargo. Nice. He's from Moorhead, so I got to talk with him quite a bit and spend some time with him. So
that's awesome. He looks really good right now.
Borgen's been great. Good. And I just remember I got to go to Sabres development camp, Aaron, in 2012, my overage season. And it's a lot of these guys, even in a normal year back then with no COVID, a lot of these guys are meeting for the first time. Sure, you've played against, if there's Western guys there, you know what I mean? So it's a lot of, who they are, but you've never got to meet them. So you're going to have a blast, man. I can't soak it all in, bud, because it's going to be great, and you're going to love Buffalo. I really mean it. We're a passionate town that wants so much so to just see our team be successful. And as much as, things have been struggling lately, the young core of guys, the turnaround this last half of the season has been so encouraging to watch. So to have players like yourself, especially an American-born kid, to come in and hopefully be part of that solution is so exciting. And we're rooting for you here, bud. I really mean that. And it's going to be fun to follow along that journey. It puts a smile on my face just putting myself back at that age, right? You got your whole hockey life ahead of you, but you try to stay in the moment. And, right now it's got to be that Clark Cup, but you set yourself up, like Duane said, for Minnesota. Now, did you remember Casey Middlestat? Like, obviously being a Minnesota guy, you remember him playing for, high school hockey and then going to the same path you took, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I grew up watching him. So I lived in Roseau, which is 6 hours away from where he's from.
Yeah.
So it's like growing up, I would go down to the cities and skate and different things. And there was one time where I got to skate with him. It was just at like some summer development thing. So that's the only time I've stepped foot on the ice with him. But yeah, growing up, watching him in the tourney and then at the Gophers for the year he was there. So yeah, I've grown up watching him.
Duane, I have a quick question for him. Hockey, like getting into hockey stuff. You all right with that? Or you anything else?
Absolutely, buddy. Yeah, like I said, listen. Like when Cully gets opportunities to tell Cully stories, you'll see a twinkle in his eye. You'll see that smile get a little bigger. I just kind of sit back because he'll never put the yearbook away.
Hey, I haven't cut the cord yet from my career, so still hanging on. The only good part about playing the OHL, Aaron, is I got traded 4 times, so I got 4 different sets of gitch. Got a lot of different team hoodies. No, but looking at your game, obviously highly skilled. Talking to a couple of your teammates, they said explosive. The word came up. Very deceptive. You have very good hips. Your ability to use that mohawk turn to be able to use that deception to create space. Hard to defend on one-on-ones with that combination of speed and deception. Also for Sabres fans. His curl and shot, his ability to get in and change the release point off the rush is a big part of your game. And it's very hard for, goaltenders to track that shot. That's why, the best players in the world seem to have that in their arsenal. Austin Matthews, Jack Eichel, these guys do it so well. And obviously we see it in your highlights. How would you describe your game?
I'd say
don't be modest.
Yeah, no. Probably my greatest asset is just my hockey sense, just ability to read the game. And that's come from like where I grew up. It was just like we had a rink open like all day long, all winter long. And so like my parents would just drop me off on a Saturday at 9 a.m. and then pick me up at 9 p.m. and just eat at the rink. Yeah. So like just playing with my buddies all the time. That's how I developed as a player. And then obviously growing a lot in the USHL too. But so yeah, probably my hockey sense is my greatest asset. And then my skating, like you mentioned, like the Mohawks and stuff, just trying to be deceptive with my skating and my hands too. So those are probably what I would say my greatest.
Well said. And it's so important in today's game. You see these elite skaters taking the league by storm, right? And I kind of lived through that transition from 2005 post lockout to now. See how the game has changed. And in order to be successful, you need to have elite level speed and not just straight line speed, but the ability to get horizontal, as I like to say, and cross that royal road. Another thing that I've noticed, and your teammates reaffirm this to me, is your ability to be so strong on your skates and your edges. And that becomes so important as you start playing against men, right? And I'm sure that's going to serve you well at Minnesota. But where did that come from? Is that just a testament to your preparation, your ability to train and be strong? And that's a lot of balance too, right? Like it's that ability to lean on a defender and give yourself space and and be able to still possess the puck is so important for skilled forwards to be able to create chances for themselves off of that one-on-one battle. How long has that been a part of your game? Is that something that you spent more time working on these past couple of years?
So that's all came to just from playing like with my buddies, honestly, just because like I haven't trained really in like up to since I started like 2 years. So I'm really excited for this summer to really get down to it and start training and build more explosiveness and stuff too, just because I feel like I don't have an extra step like I had necessarily, which I think will easily come back after some training. But whatever I have, I guess, is just come from developing as a player and play a lot of hockey.
Yeah, I couldn't say it better myself. When you said that, your parents dropping you off in the morning, picking you up at night, eat your meals at the rink and get right back out there, man. Brought back so many good memories for Duane and I. Like, it's just, you miss that. And then you throw in COVID, though, Duane, and you brought it up before, like a lot of players, whether it's last year or junior, the 2000s, kids that missed out on their high school senior season. Duane, you hit the nail on the head. Like, I feel for you guys. I'm working with a ton of players now, and they're all trying to play catch up, right? And I guess the good thing for them is that everybody is really, right? But you guys have at least gotten to play through a little bit. I know last season was tough not being having the games, but yeah, tell all the kids, like you have to play, right? Whether that's shinny with your buddies, whether you're playing on the outdoor rink, whatever it is, get on the ice, have fun. And your story's a testament to that, right? Like, yes, it's important to do skill skates and clinics and all that, but your love of the game, your hockey identity really shines through from all the things that you've been doing your whole life. So it's really, really cool. I think our fans will really love to hear that, Aaron. That's a really cool way of answering that. I appreciate the honesty and giving us a peek at that. So going into this summer, I know you got playoffs on your minds. What's a day in the life in the summer for you going to look like? Where are you going to train? Are you going to get up to Minnesota on campus early? Do you know yet what you have planned?
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure yet. We'll see how COVID affects things, but I think generally they'll have their freshmen for sure come in like late June and then stay until I think August. But I'm not sure how COVID will affect that or if things have changed with the coaching change a few years ago. So I'm kind of waiting to see, but I think for sure I'll be living in the city somewhere on my own, just training. So
awesome.
Haven't found a place yet, so we'll see.
Duane, my phone went off. I'll pay the $5 fine. That's chalk it up, throw it on the board.
I love
it. Obviously, University of Minnesota too. That's a Big Ten team, correct?
Yeah.
Oh, so you're gonna be facing off with Michigan, and another guest that'll be on with us hopefully here soon in a month is goaltender Eric Portillo, future teammate of yours with the Buffalo Sabres, just coming off a very strong freshman season. Obviously, we just talked about COVID. Their season was cut short early because of COVID. They were the second-ranked team in the nation, and obviously they had to pull out of the tournament. Really disappointed. Big friend of the program, goalie coach Steve Shields.
Shields.
Been on the show with us a few times. Really good guy, a good friend. What exactly, in terms of college hockey, what teams, are you what teams are you most looking forward to, lining up across from?
Yeah, I mean, I guess there's no bad game at that level. So obviously, like we mentioned earlier, I don't know if it was off or not, but North Dakota, I think we'll end up playing them.
Gopher. Yeah, the Sioux Gopher rivalry. What would that be like for you if you had to start that game?
Yeah, that's gonna be absolutely crazy. Yeah, I don't know where the games will be or if how many we'll have against them, but that's gonna be something else.
I hope that, Duane, we got to set it up. We got to influence the selection committee. So at next year's Frozen Four and the play-in games, North Dakota, Minnesota, we have to set it up. I would love that. That would be cool.
Yeah, that'd be phenomenal, man. I love college hockey. I love everything about it. It's just like, obviously once you get to the pro level, things change. It becomes, obviously more money becomes more involved, whereas I feel like there's more passion involved at the college and junior level. You're obviously playing to get to that point, but it's really more about like I guess I'm not trying to take away, say the love of the game isn't existent in the national. Obviously it is, but like, it's just a pure passion and love for the game at that younger age level that's what's so fun to watch, man. I love college hockey.
That atmosphere can't be replicated. I think you hit the nail on the head, Duane. It's that, you're with your brothers, right? You're at the same school. You're representing that crest, that logo, and you got all your classmates there. And I can't wait for hockey to get back to normal because that's such a huge part of it. Like, don't get me wrong, Aaron, playing in London in front of 10,000 people was cool, but except when I got lit up by Kadri and Domi and all those assholes. But I never got to experience playing in front of my classmates, and I got to coach Division III hockey here and saw a little bit of that. And I don't regret my path, but you know what I mean? It's definitely, is that something you look forward to, getting back out there in front of the fans? What's the arena? Is it Mariucci Arena?
Yep.
Yeah, that's gonna be so cool. I can't wait. We got Duane. We got to do a special thing for his opening college start at Mariucci. That's gonna be cool.
Oh, for sure. Absolutely. We got a comment here. I smell a 2-goalie, 1 mic, Notre Dame versus Minnesota group live stream. I think you might be right, Steve. I think you might be right. Producer Steve here helps a lot with the show.
Steve,
one of the guys behind the scenes always helps set things up, especially with the YouTube channel. I think you're right, Steve. For sure. We're going to do a live stream for sure. No, but like I said, I love everything about college hockey, man. I can't wait to see you suit up as a Minnesota Gopher. Obviously, we have a few Sabres. We're not going to say their names right now. We're not going to reveal the names because that's going to play into later on in the show. But we've had some pretty famous Sabres don that jersey as well. But obviously, when you get here to Buffalo, I'm sure you've heard a lot about the city. But have you ever been to Buffalo?
Yeah. So when I got drafted in 2019, we came out there for the player development camp.
Okay, yes, yeah, that's right. I wasn't sure because of COVID and everything, but yeah, that was the year before.
Yeah,
so that's my mistake.
Out there, and then I came out there before the draft too for, I can't remember what it was called, but it was kind of just like a development deal. But
was it the combine?
Yeah.
Okay.
It wasn't like the top whatever combine, but.
Oh, you mean the individual team combines?
Yeah, they do it at the Harbor Center.
I got to go to one. I was there with Mark Scheifele because he was that draft year. And we didn't pay. Shut up. He lit me up.
Your sock story. He wore like 8 pairs.
No, let me tell it. Do you remember when Central Scouting comes to measure us in the beginning of the season?
Yeah.
So I was 5'10" and a half on a good day. And every goalie throughout that stretch was like 6'1", right? That was a big thing. Yeah. So we're playing against the Erie Otters. I'm playing for the Niagara Ice Dogs at the time. So we're in Jamestown, which is a city in between the two, not far from where we live. So I'm there, my family's there, and the boys come in. It's all new to me. And they're like, hey, Central Scouting's here. All the 91s or late 90s come on out to get measured. And, I'm thinking, so I put on like 8 pairs of socks to give me maybe a couple inches. I'm nervously waiting. They get up there. There's the 3 guys that got the NHL coats on, right? And they're measuring guys. And I'm up next and, try not to look nervous or step up. He's like, all right, take your socks off barefoot. And I'm like, oh, shit. Like, what do I do? I don't want to take 8 pairs of socks off in front of these guys. They're going to tell everybody. So I'm like, I got to pee. So I ran out of there and whipped them off. But so I got measured in at 5'10" and 6/8 or 3/4, whatever it is.
When I went, I tested pretty high to become a New York State trooper years and years ago. And, part of the process, you go to Albany and you go through your physical ability test, like your written testing, your drug test and everything. And one of the things they're very stringent about, and it's the most stringent in the country, is, body art, tattoos. And you can't have a tattoo that falls below like your sleeve line where the uniform falls. So I remember I actually have a Boston Red Sox tattoo on my arm of Jason Varitek punching Alex Rodriguez in the face. One of my grandpa's favorite moments because he hates the Yankees, hated A-Rod. So it fell just below the waistline. So I remember going up there to get my picture taken because that's how they judge if you have to get it removed or not. I had to hike my chest up like this so the sleeve would fall that much more further down. And the guy comes, why are you standing like stand normal?
Hey,
and I'm like,
where are you carrying? Where are you
literally, like I was like up on my toes, and he goes, why are you standing like that? I was like, I was raised in a military family. Man. That's just the way I just raised. Like, oh, okay. So he took the picture. I got lucky. I've said I didn't get a job. Judging from the beard, they're not going to let this,
this guy
rug on state troopers' faces. But I got. It was funny. I got the picture taken. I didn't notice it. And I took the shirt off. He goes, surprised that tattoo didn't show up. He goes, what is that? I was like, oh, that's Veritek punching A-Rod in the face. And I'm like, you're lucky I'm a Red Sox fan, kid.
I love it. Classic mix.
Oh, yeah.
That's unreal.
Yeah, it's, again, that's just my relatable story to that, seeing as I was washed up after junior college when it came to hockey.
Hey, Duane, we all end up in beer league eventually. Unfortunately, some of us make millions of dollars. You know what? I was getting chirped. Andrew Shaw just retired. I was Andrew Shaw's teammate in Niagara. I've told this story before on the air, Aaron, but pretty much we got into a little beef. We had a practice scrap. I got my face punched in by Shawzy. He definitely won the tilt. I may have landed one punch, maybe. And then Cully gets traded 2 days later to the last place, Kingston Frontenac. So,
no way.
yeah, buddy. Yeah.
His suitcase was
always. It all worked out in the end. I ended up in Windsor, got to play with Cassie and Ellis. It all worked out.
His suitcase was always packed on trade deadline day.
Trade deadline was January 9th. Every single January 8th, after that first, bags were packed, just ready to go. You know what I mean? Yeah. And sure, 3 out of the 4 trade deadlines I got dealt.
Speaking of beer league, big 5-2 dub last night for the Hart Foundation. Couple clicks for Duane. Let's give it here. Couple clicks for Duane. Absolutely. Coming off a 3-game losing streak, had to get one in there.
The schneid, you got to get that monkey.
Well, one of those games I wasn't there for. I chose to go watch WrestleMania instead of
bad team guy. Hey, so
we got pumped hard that night too, dude. It was bad.
Duane, I know. Did you have one last segment to do? I don't want to keep this guy too long. I know he's got
no. We have another question in here. Same guy. Let's just get this question out of the way early, Aaron. Blue cheese or ranch with your wings?
Ranch.
What? No. What? No. Dude, they might not let you in the city, dude.
Breaking news.
That's what I heard.
Aaron Huglen's rights have been traded to the Montreal Canadiens.
Hey, tell you what, when we go out for dinner, you'll give me some blue cheese.
Yes. You know what, Duane? I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. I've had blue cheese other places, and it tastes like a carpet of a car. It does not taste good. Hughes, when you come down, we'll take you to a couple wing spots. I'm telling you, man, I never liked blue cheese. I never liked any white condiments. I hate ranch. I had a girlfriend that would put it in her cereal, and I hate it ever since. But no, the blue cheese obviously didn't.
I just put that in the group chat. Aaron Huglen, it's official. Ranch. Oh my God!
Hey, no, you know what? You have to put an asterisk because he's willing to try real blue. He's never had blue cheese. He's never had the real stuff, Duane. He's a youngin'.
Oh,
that's what happens. Yeah, I gotta be converted once.
Right.
You should. You know what? I feel guilty now. Set him up for failure there.
In the train wreck group text right now. No lie, all capital letters. Cut him from the stream right effing now.
So, hey, a little background, Aaron. For some reason, Buffalo is so passionate about their food, right? And it is what it is. And no kidding, the past 3 or 4 years on social media, it has become a shitstorm of people. Any Buffalo athlete that doesn't say blue cheese over ranch, everybody's get their rifles out. Let's form the militia up. Let's run them out of town. It's been a big ongoing joke. So, hey, Duane, you know what? At least the kid is ready to. He tightened it up right away. He said, "I'm willing to be converted," and that's all you want to see. Good players.
Yeah, willingness to get better. That's all we have.
That's all it is.
Willingness to be better. Hashtag blue cheese. That's all I'm gonna say. But Buffalo is known for across the country, man. When it comes to food, it doesn't get much better than Buffalo, New York. That's a fact, man. Yeah. You'll learn that real quick. But real quick before we let you go, Hidden Valley.
What are you laughing at?
Changes otherwise. Hidden Valley Hugie.
That's awful.
Oh, producer Steve, I love it. Got a lot of comments coming on the text line too.
Producer Steve's on a heater right now. Just his comment.
We're getting a lot of texts on the text line too. This
is
awesome.
Glenn, fire up your last segment. I feel terrible.
All right, so obviously we were all born in different eras. You know, how old are you again, Aaron? You 19?
20.
20. Okay, 20. So, you know, we're all like, I'm 33. Cully just turned 30. A couple late belated birthday clicks for Cully. But you know, we're gonna do a little thing called, you know, Battle of the Eras. You know, battle of you know, the eras for sure. That's what we'll call it. You know, that's me half-assing it. I'm gonna ask you 10 questions that were more or less based in mine and Cully's, you know, where the era we grew up in. And if you can't answer 5 out of 10 of these 10 correct, when you come to Buffalo for development camp, you got to buy us dinner.
All right.
All right. We're gonna shake on it. Couple clicks on it. We have your word. All right. So first question. Do you know what a VCR is? And if so, what is it?
Video something recorder. Is it not?
Yeah, he's
no, he's just guessing.
I don't even know what the C stands for.
What goes in a VCR?
It's reel.
A what?
It's like that. Whatever. No.
Oh my God!
Okay. You know what? VCR. You used to watch movies on. You put those old big tapes in them. So you know, I had a DVD player before we had DVDs when we were kids. We'd have to take these tapes, VHS tapes, and it's a big black thing like this big, has 2 white circles. You put it in. That's the movie. Trust me, we're a better species that they're no longer around.
From Trainwreck, from Maniac from Trainwreck is obviously, it says Zach Sheldon, but we call him Maniac. Is Aaron still a big Imagine Dragons guy?
You know, not really. Not really. It must have been a phase.
Hey, I have a couple Imagine Dragon songs on my pregame list, so
I do too. Thunder's a banger. Thunder's a banger. It bangs for sure.
Wait, side question, really quick. What is your go-to song right now, Hughes?
Go-to.
What's on the playlist for the game?
For the game, "Live It Up" by Airborne.
There you go.
I like it. Yeah. Can you name the nickname that the line made up of Gilbert Perreault, Rene Robert, and Rick Martin? Do you know the nickname of that line, that historic Sabres line?
Buddy, we weren't even alive.
I spoke with one of my teammates, Tristan Bros. You know, have you heard of him? He'll be a probably second rounder this year. But him and I just never grew up watching hockey. Like, we always tell each other, our teammates, like, "Oh, you see the games?" Like, no. Like,
all right, I'm gonna give you the first one because you did kind of have it. I'll give you that one, but you're 1 for 2.
All right.
Name one 90s sitcom not named Friends.
Seinfeld.
Yeah. And a boy.
I bet somebody $10 that you
clicks for the old boy.
They bet me $10 that you would say Seinfeld. I said, no way. There's no way he's saying Seinfeld. I owe somebody $10. That's fantastic. All right. You're 2 for 3. Fourth question. What is a hacky sack?
It's that like bead filled thing that you play. It's kind of like sewer.
Yeah.
Wow,
it is sewer. That's exactly like sewer.
3 for 4. I'm struggling.
Side question. Are you a good sewer ball player?
No.
Honestly, I was terrible too.
Yeah.
Love it.
All right.
Play though.
What does next question? What does AOL stand for?
Oh, it's a website.
What does it stand for?
Oh, AOL. No, I don't know.
America Online.
Oh, okay.
Back in our day, that's how we accessed the internet, and it had to go directly through the phone line. So you had this whole dial-up sound to even get on the internet, and if somebody decided to pick up the phone while you were using the internet, it booted you right off.
Yeah.
Not only that, we had this instant messenger called AIM, and that's how we talk to people.
Away messages?
Things called away messages. So you'd sign on and you'd put an away message up, and I used to put the softest messages and lyrics ever. I went back and looked, and I wanted to bury myself. My last moment on this, Duane, my screen name on AM for a long time was the Starburst Pimp. No questions taken.
My name was Duaner 39 BW, and BW stood for brick wall.
All right, I love it. All right, question 6. What do we got?
All right, next question. What was the famous line of books written by R.L. Stine?
Oh, that's tough. I think I know it.
You don't know it, or you got to be kidding me?
What do you get on your skin when you get like nervous or hyped up? What did
Don't you dare!
What did you get when you put on the USA jersey?
Oh, let's see. Oh man,
Little bumps on your skin.
No, you're already you're not. You're done.
Goosebumps. Goosebumps, right, Duane?
Goosebumps.
Sorry, I'm just trying to help the kid. He's battling hard.
He's battling. He's battling in the corners. I love it. I love it.
Good team guy. You know I'm a glue guy.
That's right. All right. Who was the famous Minnesota Gopher drafted by the Sabres in 2003?
What was the question?
Who was the famous Minnesota Gopher drafted by the Buffalo Sabres in 2003?
He lit it up at the Frozen
Stop it, Cully.
Kyle Poso.
No,
Thomas
Vanek.
Oh shoot, yeah.
Hey, so that Frozen Four was here in Buffalo. I went to that game as a kid. I saw Vanek live, and he was absolutely a wagon.
Yeah,
he was unbelievable.
All right, next question. You are now 3 for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Ooh, 3 for 7. Next questions are. I honestly didn't think he'd get 3 by now. I'm not gonna lie. I did not think he'd get 3. And I was really generous with that first one.
Kids passing expectations already. You know, guys are stud. Sign him.
Right.
Get him a contract.
All right. Name one character from the show Friends.
Well, it's Jennifer Aniston. Rachel?
Yeah!
Oh, my God.
Oh, boy's buzzing.
4 for
He's
8.
buzzing,
Oh, no.
Jake buzzing. Let's go.
Oh, no.
He back to 50% mark here, Duane. I think you said he'd be lucky to get 2 out of 10 before the show.
I didn't think he would. I didn't think he'd get this far. I'm not gonna lie.
Keep going, kid. 2 more. 2 more miles.
I got a couple here. I gotta decide which one I'm gonna pick. Hold on. I'm being confused right now because this could be the difference. This could be the difference between.
Fire it up.
Big one. Lead singer of Nirvana.
He's dead. He's dead.
I'm dead.
Rhymes with Burt Brobain.
I didn't listen to that.
Kurt Cobain.
It's Kurt Cobain. It's
Okay.
Kurt Cobain.
Yeah.
You are 4 for 9. It's coming down to the 10th question.
All
This
right.
is number 10. I'm contemplating sending you a softball here. Okay. I'm contemplating sending him a softball. All right. Name one other member of NSYNC not named Justin Timberlake. Give me a first name.
Of NSYNC?
Any member of NSYNC.
Wait, do you even know who NSYNC is?
No.
See, that's a tough question. Man, who is he going to listen to a boys band when he was in the womb?
It's NSYNC. Come on, dude.
Oh, time out. What year were you born? 01?
Yeah.
Duane, buddy, they were breaking up, and he hasn't even been. He's a fetus.
But that's the point. That's the point of the show. That's the era we grew up in.
Hey, I'm going to give you a hint, okay? It's a fair hint. There's a couple different options here, all right? If I'm going to say the hockey chirp, blank bag of donuts.
You just cut out what?
It's a first name, okay? If I'm going to use the chirp, hey, blank bag of donuts, what was the name I would put in front of that? Maybe you've never heard this chirp. You're from Minnesota. Shit. All right. Think of a real fruity name. It starts with the letter L for a boy. A soft name.
Lenny.
That's close. Lance.
Lance. We're looking for Lance.
And for the record, the term is Joey Bag of Donuts.
Joey Bag of Donuts. Oh God, I'm trying to help you here, man. I'm trying to help you. I know that was a tough question, but
so if you end up next to a guy on a draw and be like, "Hey, fucking Joey Bag of Donuts, fuck." You know what I mean? Just mix it in.
All right. Let me think here.
Pain, yeah, Steve. I know my mind was spinning.
Last question. I'll give you a chance here. Last question. What TV show was Will Smith on?
Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Yeah.
All right. That was about the biggest softball I could have given you, and I gave it to you. All right. I did you a favor there. All right. So we'll meet you in the middle. We'll buy you dinner.
Oh, yeah, we'll
buy you dinner.
There you go.
We will take you to the best spot in Buffalo, that's probably cheap, but still has good food.
We're taking them to Barville, and you know it.
We're taking them to Barville or Gabriel's Gate or somewhere on that. Good wings. And I will tell you this, Aaron. I will tell you this. If you ask for ranch with your chicken wings, they will probably make you leave. I'm not kidding. You think I'm kidding? I'm not kidding.
Hey, willing to learn.
Yeah. See, hey, I'm going to go on the record, okay? Do a damage control. Immediately, without hesitation, he was ready to concede, and he said, you know what? I'm open to trying blue cheese. Loved it. Love to see it. He's willing to be a guy. No, hey, you'll enjoy it here. I have no doubt that you're going to have a great rest of the run here in Fargo. Go bring home that Clark Cup. Enjoy your summer. Get after it at Minnesota. I'm a huge Michigan fan, but I'll be cheering on the Gophers next year. So
I'll tell you right now. If I'm not sure, schedule probably hasn't released yet, but when Michigan hosts Minnesota, I will get in contact.
We're going.
We're going. I'll get in contact with Stevie, and we'll make sure we're in the building for sure. So, absolutely. That is a game I will not miss. I don't care, if I'll quit my job. I won't quit my job, but I'll be there. But again, Aaron, thank you so much for coming on with us, man. Before everybody goes, I just want to make sure that you do know that this podcast is brought to you by manscaped.com. Use the code word Trainwreck for 20% off plus free shipping. That's TRAINWRECK. Get you 20% off plus free shipping. Get yourself the Lawnmower 3.0. Unbelievable razor. Obviously, I need to get using it because I've let it a little while on my face here. It comes with a built-in flashlight to help you with your edging, and it's waterproof to use in the shower. Aaron has got a hot date in a rush. Got to get hot in the shower. Use the razor. Waterproof.
Hey, he's married to the game, brother. He's
married to the game. That's what I like to hear. That's what I like to hear. Also brought to you by Amherst Ale House. Go to Amherst Ale House for all Sabres games. Gets half off pitchers for most pitchers of beer, Molson Canadian, Labatt's, Blue Light, the whole 9 yards, plus half off medium pepperoni pizzas. So get over to Amherst Ale House now for all Sabres games. I know we only have a handful of games left here. I think it's like 9 or 10. Get over there, get half off your pitchers of beer plus medium pepperoni pizzas. And of course, our newest sponsor, Outlet Liquor. What's your outlet? Don't haste. Go pick up a case. Aaron, again, thanks for joining us. I really appreciate it. Hopefully, we can have you on again here some point over the next few months. As your college season heats up.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you,
Hughesy. Enjoy the moment, man. Go out and win a Clark Cup. Can't wait to see you in the blue and gold, buddy. You got a bright future ahead of you. You're a great kid, and I'm really rooting for you, man. So is everybody here.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right. With that being said, this has been episode 61 of Two Goalies, One Mic. We will catch you next week.